what a lovely scenery we have to bring you the Engwe M20 e-bike review. Before we jump straight into it, I just want to say how cool looking this bike is. As you can see, we've got a nice white and black mix and a really comfy seat. Everything is dual. We've got dual batteries, dual front headlights, dual suspension. Currently retails for just over £1,000. So for the price, you are getting a lot of bike for that. So we'll discuss all the features in the review and we'll get into it. So we're going to be we're working our way from the front of the bike to the back of the bike, but to begin with the display, so you can press and hold this button here. This will power on the bike and the display unit. You can see your total miles per hour here, and also your pedal assistance mode, so it goes 1 to 5, and you can see your total mileage at the bottom there. So that's your display. We also have your front headlight, and we do have a horn, which is actually quite loud on a bike. Usually you'd have a bell, but we have a horn, so that's really nice what they've done. And this moves us quite nicely onto the wiring. Starts off quite nice. They wrapped up all the wiring that comes from here to the controller. Really nice. You can see it's all wrapped up. And then as we come down to the front headlight, this is something I noticed when I was building it. I'll move this out of the way so you can see. So the headlights, if you watched our assembly video, you'll see that we had to connect the headlights up. They're all exposed. There should be wiring tape around the glue, because it's just the exposed cables have just been glued onto the connector, which could be potentially dangerous if there's water ingress. So this is something Engwe could consider doing to any future models they have. So we've got dual batteries. Now, before I demonstrate how you remove the battery, these dual batteries work in partnership with one another. Each one will give you 75 kilometers of range. Each of that's 150 kilometers of range, which works out roughly to be 100 miles. So you can expect about 100 miles just for one charge. And then once you've done those 100 miles, just take the two batteries off and you can charge them at the same time. You can charge them on the bike, but I'll just demonstrate how you can remove it. So you just want to twist the key to the unlock position, and once you've done that, you're just going to pull it out from its casing. And this is the battery pack. So talking about the battery, it's a 48 volt 13 amp battery, and it's got a power of 624 watts, which is quite powerful. So that's combined over 1 kilowatt for both batteries. It's giving you a lot of power to tackle your journeys. So to put the battery back on, just do the reverse, make sure you line up these connectors to the bike. Once you've done that, so it's the same for the other battery. So, and then you're just going to press it in and put to the lock position to make sure it doesn't come off. So we've got front and rear brakes. They are disc brakes, but they have got a cable on them. So just bear this in mind, because this bike is very powerful and can do speeds up to 30 miles an hour when it's de-restricted. So, just bear that in mind when you need to come to a quick stop, that you might need to hit the brakes harder. So we do also have a 7-speed Shimano SIS index. And if you do need to go faster than the top speed of the bike, you can just simply go up into 6th or 7th gear. Pedal really hard, just requires a bit more work to get you to a faster speed without the motor assisting you. Now we do also have a twist throttle here. Currently in the UK they're not legal, which means that it will come under the category of an AM light moped. However, if you do have the consent of a landowner and you're using it on private land, it is perfectly legal to have on the e-bike. So I really like the handlebars. It's got really nice design. And they're really sturdy and strong. And now we've got the suspension. See how big this suspension is on the bike, and it just really absorbs any bumps or any type of terrain you can go over. It can really tackle it. Nothing can prevent it from working, and you can adjust it here at the top by using this nut. So the motor is 750 watts. Now this is a lot of power from a rear motor for the weight and size of this bike. It will bring you up any hills with ease. One thing to point out with the motor though, for an e-bike to be classed as an e-bike, the motor has to be 250 watts and not deliver at a speed greater than 15.5 miles an hour, whereas this is 750 watts, so it is nearly 3 times the power of, it's nearly 4 times the power of the legal limit. So just bear that in mind. And again, if you've got the consent of a private landowner, it can be used on private land. So we've got front and rear mudguards, but you know what sets these mudguards aside from other e-bikes is that they're steel. So just a really nice quality to the price on the bike. You know, for the price, you're getting steel mudguards instead of plastic. What's more to like than that? We've got this seat, and it's a really comfortable seat. Unlike normal bicycle seats, they can get a bit uncomfortable for longer journeys. This has a more feel to it as like a moped seat, so it's just really comfy for those longer journeys. Really unique to the bike, actually. We've got a shock absorber on the rear of the bike, and it gives you up to 750 pounds of pressure that it can take. So that's quite a significant amount of pressure. It just makes the ride really smooth and comfortable. From experience, I've ridden this bike and it's great. So on this bike, we've got fat tyres and they're 20x40. You can't get any more grip or surface area on the road than this e-bike. So Engwe have done really well in making sure that there's a lot of surface area and that their riders are safe using their bikes. Just wanted to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch the Engwe M20 e-bike review. Now this is the dual battery version, retails for just over £1,000, which is on offer. Fantastic price for what you're getting on this bike. Really nice, just really nice build on it, lovely seat, everything I've already said. Recommend buying it. I'll leave a link in the description down below if you haven't already done so. Subscribe, like, leave a comment about what your honest thoughts about the bike, and I'll see you in my next YouTube video.